What's going on, guys? It's Powerbang here, and I wanted to bring to you a video that has been highly requested by you guys, and that is how the update has affected surgical hogging and if it's still possible, doable, effective, efficient, blah, 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 blah. So, here's the video. We've got a max Town Hall 9 here. We've got all max defenses, and we've got high-level heroes for the most part for Town Hall 9. And the first thing that we want to do is do a quick base scout. You know, you're trying to find out where the double giant bomb could be, where the single giant bombs could be, and identify those spots. So you've got room for singles here and here, room for a single in the core, room for a single here, room for a single here, and then these are likely not singles. They're probably Teslas. I don't even want to include those because you won't path there anyway. So single here, and then you've got potential doubles in this area and this area. So if you're looking at the base, you're trying with your entry, you want to basically eliminate the pathing or eliminate the bombs themselves in one of those positions. And in order to figure out which one that's going to be, find the queen. And she is on this side of the base over here, so you're going to enter from the left side of the base. And that means that you want to do that so that you eliminate the pathing to that double giant bomb set. Now, in order to eliminate pathing to that set of giant bombs, all you have to do is eliminate the buildings that are next to it. Now, what that does is makes it so when, hogs come to this mortar here, rather than run across this, little moat there where the double giant bombs could be, they run like this over to this expo. And at most, they set off one giant bomb rather than both. So that is how it's done. And then if, during the rest of your raid, you can drop a heal spell on other giant bombs and then approach them from the short side of the bomb, so through this mortar, for example, and they stop at the first bomb and then move on to the second, or come in from this direction, and you basically trigger them one at a time. So after the update, there's a few changes with the dark spells, and I'm going to show you both an example this raid and next raid of this raid is going to basically show you that yes, it's still possible to surgical hog, even not bringing the extra spell. There has been an addition of a dark spell factory, as you guys probably know, and now you're able to kill clan castle troops and get those addressed on your way in to take out the queen. You can just use a poison spell to take care of those, and you can carry an extra spell with you. But rather than take advantage of that little mechanic, let's go ahead and see how this raid goes without using that extra DE spell. I believe Vin has his actually under upgrades right now, so he doesn't have his spell factory available. So the shattered golems go in, and you'll notice the wizards there working on the funnels on each side. And they're going to go in after the funnel's created. He's going to drop a jump spell that's going to bring those golems back to the entry point, and you'll notice it connects into that queen compartment. It's a very, very nicely placed jump spell. So he trails his heroes. Remember that key. You trail your heroes behind your golems. That way the golems take the fire from the clan castle troops. And as you can see, it's a heavy CC composition, and Vin has elected to bring a rage spell to help him with that. So the queen and the wizards go in, quickly take out the balloon, and they take out the dragon here. You'll notice that the Tesla has popped, and it is locked onto the golems here. So the troops basically take that out. So the pathing is eliminated to the double giant bomb, and they actually do get a bomb trigger there with the wizard. So now we look at the top, and he's trickling in hogs to each of these defenses, just methodically taking it out, and he's dropped a heal spell to cover that potential giant bomb location. And he is also, so right here, he would have triggered the first bomb, and then there's no double giant bomb there. So he got lucky. There was a single in the core. It looks like a double on his entry point, and then singles up top potentially. But he paths around all that and then drops his heals in the highest concentrated defense buildings, where he's going to be the longest. So those hogs sit and heals the entire time. They turn around at the end, and look at how many hogs he has left. And that is not even taking a dark elixir spell like a poison spell with him. Just completely wrecks this base. The queen is still up. So as you can see, on a max defense base, he does catch a giant bomb that was in that little compartment. So gets a little bit unlucky there hitting it. But as you can see, on a max defense base, surgical hogs are not only viable, they're damn right dominant still. So first verdict is yes, you can still use them. Let's look at another base, and we'll show you the new dark spells in action. All right, guys, so we're going to take a look at another example of surgical hogs in action here by Say I Won't from WHF2. And what I want to point out are, first of all, the potential double giant bomb locations in this base that we need to pay attention to. We've got one up here. That one does not make sense because, as you can see on each of the flanks there are no defensive buildings. So that is not likely. There is one here, which more likely because at least there are defenses on both sides of it, front and back. So, you know, that could be one. I don't like the orientation of it personally, but that's probably where it's going to be. There could be one here as well. But there are no defenses on the back side of it here in the core to drag that group of hogs in. So not likely that it's there, but possible. And then the same thing, if you look over here, there could be double giant bombs there, could be double giant bombs here. It is in between these two defenses, so it is possible. Not the greatest spot because it is pre-triggerable from the outside, but we don't really know until we attack. There's some other spots to look at in the base. You could have singles here, singles here. That's really about it as far as bomb threats. So the key here on the surgical is to try on your entry to take care of the queen, obviously, but also eliminate one of the giant bomb positions as well. So we're going to see that here. We'll go ahead and get it started. And the goal being is to remove one of these positions from your your raid. You got to remove the threats up front. So when you send in your golems, you can go with 2 golems, you can go with 3 golems for your surgical hogs. And, you know, most commonly you're seeing at least 2. The cold-blooded is kind of out, I guess. But notice here on the entry, he does get a bomb triggered there. So, you know, we are correct in the assumption that it is on the outside. So he gets a trip there with the golems, and then he's also going to bring a poison spell. Now this is key, because the new poison spell being introduced to the game is a replacement for the lightning spell, but we were given an additional spell slot for dark spells. So it's essentially a free spell that we did not have before. What this has done has completely altered the Town Hall 9 raids and the way the game is played. Now, the reason I say that is if you look down here, before, if you had to use a jump spell to access the queen, you also had to bring a lightning spell in order to take care of the clan castle, and if it was a heavy CC like a dragon, you had to take a rage spell for your queen. So you're using two spots for spells right up front, when now you've got 3 spells remaining after the clan castle's taken care of and the queen is killed. This is huge, especially for surgical hogs, because now you have 3 heals to cover the remainder of the base. And if you look at it, if you split the base into quadrants, this whole quadrant is taken care of by your kill squad and your entry. So now you've got this quadrant over here, this quadrant over here, and this quadrant over here. And you can basically dedicate a heal spell to each one of those locations. So if you'll notice, there are potentially double giant bombs down here. You can go ahead and use a heal. There's a clump of defense down here. You can use a heal. The giant bomb position up here, you can cover that with a heal, and then the clumped up defenses up here. I mean, it's so much easier with 3 heal spells, and you're going to see that as he progresses through this raid. So the entry goes in, taking care of the clan castle. The poison spell is basically taking care of all these troops. Anything that walks into the poison spell that it is not a high hit point unit will die, even if it's level 1. So check out the hogs. He's trickling in 3 per defense, like we always have. And most of these defenses are max for Town Hall 9. There's a few that aren't, but the ones that are, they're working through them just the same. So he puts down the heal spell there. And notice the hog, only 1 hog trips that bomb spot, and he was able to get around it via pathing. Now, pausing it again here, look at how much of the base he's wrecked. I mean, if we take a pen to it, starting here, he's got half of the base completely wrecked, and he's got 2 heal spells remaining. Now, if we look at what we can cover with those 2 heal spells, he can get all of those defenses, so there's basically none. There's no buildings left that he can't cover with a heal. So that additional dark spell slot that has been added to the game has completely changed the way that hog raids are done. So he's got a heal there. Hogs are standing in him the whole time. And notice how many hogs he has remaining. Now, the giant comes in the backside to distract. You don't have to trail them with hogs. As long as they are there to distract, they're doing their job. Look at the heal spell. It leads all of the hogs into the last couple defenses. and nothing is taking damage. The Hogs are standing in the heal spell there and get healed up as that final giant bomb goes off. And that's that. He's got a couple wizards that he's held back for cleanup. The cleanup's already going at the bottom with the goblins and the wizards there. Tons of Hogs. I mean, you're looking at surgical hog raids now. Look at how many Hogs are left over. I don't know if I can count them, but 15 Hogs? Before it was like, we were finishing surgical raids with 3 Hogs, and that would have to do for the cleanup. And just the fact that you had so much extra time was the reason that it was successful. All right, so let's check out one more raid here. This is going to basically show the difference in pre-update and post-update surgical hogging. And the reason I say that is check the spells that he's brought with him to this raid. He's got the poison spell that's going to take care of the clan castle when it empties. He's got a jump spell that's going to get him to the queen. The most important thing, though, is the additional heal spell that he's able to carry now because of that extra dark spell slot that we get. So we now have a way to take care of that clan castle without using a lightning spell and taking up an elixir spell slot. So let's go ahead and do a scout. And the first thing that we're going to do is look for bombs and figure out where they might be. So we look for potential double locations. You can see here and here, here and here, here and here, and that is about it for double locations. Now, if you look at this location and this location, on each side, so you've got the Barb King platform here and the Town Hall here, those will not pull the Hogs across that position, so those are probably not going to be your doubles location. And the same thing goes with down here. So all of them are pretty poor locations, so in my opinion, you don't really need to worry about them as much. So what you want to do with your entry is kind of, take out some of the base in advance, and you can come at it from really a multitude of angles. Another thing to be aware of is there's a lot of locations here for singles in the base where I've just kind of circled, and then maybe up here. So the one up at the top is pretty avoidable, no big deal, but where you're going to have 3 heals now, you're going to want to maybe drop a heal in these areas that could have singles, and then also over the double location. So that's kind of how it's going to go down. I believe he enters his base from the bottom left, but let's go ahead and give it a watch and notice how that third heal spell goes ahead and impacts this raid. So in come the golems. It's a stoned goho. So what he does here is he drops 2 golems initially, 2 of the level 4 ones from his camps. The wizards go in on the side. They trim up the buildings on the side, and then you're going to see wall breakers come down in between those 2 golems. And then he's going to drop a 3rd golem from his clan castle at full health that's going to basically go in and go straight to that core. So he's going to drop the jump spell to access the queen. And then as the clan castle filters out, he's going to go ahead and drop the poison spell. So down comes the poison spell. He's got, he let the troops get a little bit too far out before he used it, so he doesn't take care of the witch right away. However, all of her skeletons just run in and die, so the king will quickly target her after he hops the wall. So there he goes over, takes out the witch. He's going to go ahead, rage up, and then get that queen taken care of. You'll notice that he has taken care of one of the giant bombs. One of the singles was in that compartment, and he's got Hogs trickling in now. You'll see the Teslas are popping, so he knows that there's, basically no double giant bomb on the first half of this, Hog raid. So he can kind of be a little bit easy with the heals, and as long as those Teslas are hung up, on the golem, he's got no reason to drop a heal over there. So he can basically get through that whole first half of the base with no heals. And check this out. Now, when his first heal comes down, what he's done is he's taken care of the giant bomb location, and he's taken care of, now it looks like all of this area over here has already been cleared. He's got 3 heal spells, and the first one goes down here, as you can see. The second one can go here and cover that giant bomb location, and the third one can basically go here. Very, very efficient, and after the update now, hog raids, in my opinion, are almost easier because of the additional heal spell and the fact that you can cover ground. I know the building hit points have been increased, but he's eating giant bombs here. He's trickling Hogs in. He's making it through that first layer, and the fact that they're standing in heals this entire time, I mean, he doesn't need the heal spell at this point. He comes over, hits the giant bomb. He's going to go ahead, heal back up, but he's got another one waiting there, and he hits the last bomb here, gets to the mortar, and the difference now, pre and post update, is look at how many hogs he has at the end of this raid. I mean, just an absolute wad. Tons. So there it is, guys. Yes, you can use surgical hogs after the update. Hopefully this video has kind of opened your eyes to that. I know there's been a lot of questions that have come in. We're still doing it. Do it just like you did before, but make sure that you guys are taking a poison spell with you on your raids. That way you can handle that clan castle. Now, you know, it's your choice on if you want to spend that extra spell on maybe a rage spell if they have a heavy CC, or, you know, if you don't use the poison, you could take a haste. But either way, you've got something now up front if you need to eliminate a clan castle. Bring that poison, and then you've got a third heal spell that you can now take to cover almost the entire base, and your hogs don't die. You don't have to wait as long to try to stretch those heals through the base. Drop them up front, and you're good to go, man. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Surgical Hogs, still viable, still kicking ass, still all powerful. Hopefully you guys have learned something here. This is Powerbang, signing out until next time.
Thanks so much, guys, for checking out my video. If you feel like you learned something here today and you're a better attacker for having watched it, your clanmates will probably feel the exact same way. So do me a favor, share this video with them, get them to the channel, and chances are your clan's going to be exploding for 3 stars from top to bottom before you know it. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time.